welcome back to my channel. Angela here. I'm looking forward to sharing another little project with you for our sunflower journal today. So hope you've been having a great week and are excited to follow along. So we're working in our sunflower journal. This is just the cover that I'm going to ultimately use. I will cover that and decorate that, but I'm just using it to house everything at the moment. It's an Edith Holden one, as you know. But of course, guys, anything that you have, even if you're going to make up your cover, if you've got a different altered, cover that from a book that's had all its pages removed, or a damaged book, go right ahead and use that, and feel free to make up a cover from scratch if that's what you would prefer to do and is easier for you. I like to encourage people to use what you have. I don't want you to go and purchase anything. If at all you can help that. All right, so we were working in our journal. We have done a couple of pages so far. That's the last one that we did, and I'm going to turn over to a tea stain page over here. I'm going to take this out of the journal. It's easier for me to work with them, and that's why I prefer them loose. So I'm going to just move that up so I know where this page goes. And I'm going to just put that to the side. We'll get back to that a little later. And what I have done here is I have just stenciled very lightly using my antique linen distress ink. I've just stenciled a little corner over there. We're going to work with this side of the page today, not that side. All right, so just making sure I've got everything in frame there. Now I'm going to be using some fabric with paper today, because I did show you some of the fabrics that I bought before. These are just little fat quarters that I have, so nothing fancy. I've got this tone on tone one really. This is one that I got from eBay, and I just cut a piece using my pinking shears, a piece that's going to fit on the page over here like this really. I've got that bent because I'm going to fold that over and stitch on there, so I was just sizing it up. I'll give you some measurements here. Obviously, if you're using a US size, this will be slightly narrower. So just, this is a guide, guys. This is pretty much 5 inches that way, and I think it's 5 inches this way. Yeah, so it's a 5-inch square. That in centimeters is 12.5 centimeters both ways. Then I've cut another little piece out of gingham that I have from a project before. This is 9.5 centimeters by just short of 7, so 2.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. All right, again, that's just a guide. I've used my pinking shears just so that it's not going to fray. So we're going to use these two pieces here. Now I have just taken a little bit and folded it over slightly like that. I just use my fingers and my nails just to sort of put a crease in there. What I want to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper. This is just to give it some reinforcement, so it's just a scrap really. I thought I'd sorted this out before I started, sorry. But it must have dried up. So I'm just taking a little scrap of paper. I want to just reinforce the fold. I'm going to stick this on the underside of the flap here quickly. So let's do that. All right, so I'll stick it to the bit that I'm folding over, so that if there's any chance of glue seepage, it's going to be on the side you're not going to see, so it won't be coming through here. Okay, it's very thin. It's just my 60-pound weight or 160 GSM paper. I suppose I should, I think I put my pinking shears back there, so I'll just have to do some fussy cutting here quickly. It was a little bit too long, but that's okay. That's just going to give me some firmness there for what I want to do. Now, I am going to take a bit of trim. It's going to be the trim I used before because I really love it. And I got it from Plumbowtique. So I'm going to stick that on here after I'll probably just stitch that on straight across there, and then I can trim the sides. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to position this little piece like another little pocket. I'm going to do it slightly off center, so a little, probably like, what is this? About 3/4 of an inch up on that side. So it's an inch in, just positioned like that. Ultimately, I'm going to put one of my paper pockets on there, which will be that. So you can get the idea of where I'm going with this. All right, so that's why I wanted it slightly over. Okay, so what I'm going to do quickly, if you don't have a sewing machine, you can either do a hand stitch, running stitch, would look really pretty, or you could just glue that down with fabric glue. We are going to overlay things, so and the same with the top there, and use your fabric tack and stick that down. I'm just going to go and stick this in place here quickly. I'm going to just stitch around there, and I'm going to just stitch that across there, and I'll be back with you in a second. All right, so you can see that I have just stitched a line across there. I haven't stuck this down yet. And then I've just sewn 3 lines there just to secure that. But that would work equally well with glue. I decided I am going to glue down my trim. So I'm going to just run a bead of glue over the actual stitch line. Like that. And then I will just place that over there like that. And I do love this trim. It's just so decorative. It looks like embroidery, vintage embroidery, so I like that. And then what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of this sage color lace, cotton lace, which I also got from Plumbowtique. I'm going to just put that across here as well, just to decorate that pocket up a little bit. And again, I'm going to just use my fabric tack glue and put a very thin amount of that on there. You could stitch both of these down, of course. You know, hand stitching is also lovely. Right, so nice with the gingham because you can actually see you've got a bit of a guide for the lines, so that's great. Right, so I'm going to just cut off that bit there, and I'm going to just cut off this little bit that's just extending a little bit there. Okay, so we've got that done. So we've got 2 little pockets sorted there. Right, so we've got a pocket there, and we've got a little pocket here, and this one's nice and reinforced. So I quite like how that's come together. Now, we're going to end up putting that onto our page there like that. But before I do that, I want to just do something below here. I want to prepare this page before I actually go and stick this down. So, what I think I will be doing is, and I'm going to just get my little glue stand here. I'm going to put some die cuts onto the page here. Oh, just remember just to move that up a bit. So I've got these 2 die cuts which come from the Wildflower dies. I've cut them out in cardstock. So I want to just put them onto the page here. So I think I'm going to sort of just adding some decoration to the page. So I'm going to just do that quickly. Get that all sorted. Do you have some great plans for the weekend, everyone? I hope that like me, the weather's changed, so you know, got a bit chilly now, which is great because I want to just get going with all the lovely crafting ideas in my head. So you know, I find that quite relaxing and therapeutic. Can't go wrong with that. So I'm going to just put this one at a slight angle here. I love this one because you can sort of maneuver it and bend it as you want it. So we've got that one there, and this one that looks a bit like a sunflower. I'm going to just glue this one down as well. I will be working on a video very shortly in the next few weeks on updating my 10 crafty questions. I thought I had a request in my Facebook group by the lovely Jan, thank you Jan, to revisit those because they were 2 years ago. So I've asked my group to put together the things they'd like me to answer, and then I'm going to be doing a video on those. So I look forward to doing that actually. Right, so we've got that there. I'm going to do something down here. And again, I'm taking my firm favorites at the moment, which are my skeleton leaves in 2 different greens. So you can see you've got like a lovely sage one and a darker one. And I want those just to peek over. And this is the good thing, because that journal cover, that book cover I'm using is a little bit wider than I would normally have. I'm able to put on items that extend beyond the edge of the page, and I know that they're not going to get damaged because the book cover is going to be there to make sure that they are all right. So that is quite good. Just want to establish, all right, so I'm going to hold it there. This is the point where I don't want any further glue, because that's going to go over the edge of the page. So yeah, I'm quite happy about being able to go beyond the edge of the page, which is always fabulous. So I'm going to just put this one slightly higher. And I think I have gone a little bit too far with the glue, but that's okay because I've got a wet wipe here. And I can just dab that off. There we go. Okay. So that's absolutely looking good. Right, so we've got that bit done. Now we can start to position this here, and these are all stuck down, so you know they're not going to interfere with your pocket, but I just wanted a little bit of decoration there, and I'm quite liking how that's looking. I have got one of my paper pockets that come with the add-on kit, so I've just folded the sides up there. We can just take our vintage photo here and just, you know, distress those edges up a bit there, like that. Right, and then we can just see how we want to position this now. So I think I had this slightly higher. Be mindful of the fold of your page, and then you want to position this slightly lower, like that, more or less, slightly lower. There we go. I think that's where I wanted it. And I'm going to stick those down. So let's start with this over here. Now, because I don't want to get it wrong, I want to just grab my pencil here. And I'm going to just make a little mark on the sides here, which, no, let's move it over a bit. We want it there, you know, there and there. And those can easily be rubbed out if required. So it's just so that I know where to place it once I put some glue on. Right, so I'm going to be taking my Fabri-Tac here. And then I'm going to stick this down as well. So let's just do that. This is the side that I'm holding here is the side I don't want glue on it. I think that's my absolute go-to when it comes to gluing fabric and or paper, because I have so many times I have glued the side I don't want to glue down. So I keep mentally saying that every time. So sorry. Right, so we've got our 3 sides there with glue on. Use a glue that's going to work with fabric. So glue stick isn't it, but I'm sure you know what you have there and what you can use. Right, so I'm mindful of this one at the bottom and at the side there, and then that can just be smoothed over nicely. There we go. So we've got that done. Okay, perfect. Now if you need to use an eraser, you can just, you know, rub out whatever it is that needs doing. Sorry about the table. Right, and then that's everything there, like that. Right, just want to make sure. Got a little spot over here that could do with a bit more glue. So we'll just stick that down, and this one's down, so that's great. Okay, and now we want to just take this little one and we want to position that pretty close. I'll just think what's bugging me is I want to just take my distress ink and sort of brown that corner up, just in case there's a little bit. I think I could just trim that off, really. Let's just do that. That'll be better. There we go, so you don't see that. And now, just because this is in the ready to go position, we will just put some of this on. And over here. Okay. This is really a quick and easy project today. So I hope you are enjoying it. Right, so I'm going to use that over there like that. And I want to just tuck that like this. Okay, it's coming together. Okay, right. Then all that I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little one of my sentiments, Sweet Sunflower, just to pick up the yellow again. So I'm just going to use this glue quickly. I do love the sentiments. I don't think you can go wrong with a little bit of sentiment here and there, especially when it's gingham. I do love the gingham. Then I've just got a little butterfly, and I'm just going to stick that down as well. Can't go wrong with a butterfly, can we? Yeah. And yeah, I think just a little bit like that. There we go. Okay, so we've got everything there. We've got the leaves sticking out that sort of look like they come from this sunflower. We've got some beautiful sunflower bits over there. We've got our pocket here. We've got a pocket here. We've got a pocket here. So we've got quite a few bits there. Right, so the page bit is done. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you what I did with the ephemera bit. So I've taken 2 postcards here from my kit. I have backed them onto card, and I have just put in a little ribbon of sandwich between the backing and the image. And then one of the little postcards, I've just added a tab and put that in there as well and stitched around it. So I wanted to put these in the back over here, so those would stick out nicely over there like that. And then just a few bits and pieces here. I've got this little yellow one. It's just a little scrappy bit. Stuck a sunflower on. I was looking for my typewriter sentiments, but I can't find them at the minute. So it's just going to be like that. I'm going to put that at the bottom. Got a little scrap of the gingham, and I've just stuck 2 butterflies on. So that's easily done. And then this is just one of the bits from my ephemera pack, and I wanted something a little bit more neutral. So I thought I would just put that in there like that, and this like this. All right, now we can find some other bits, and I'm sure I will, and put some other bits in there as well. But that's our quick and easy project for today. And it's really nice and flat as well. If we go and put that in its position in our journal now, and I've kept the space here. So that will go opposite. No, that goes there. What am I doing? Right, so that goes here, and then that goes here, I think. Okay, so there we go. I think that's in the right spot. I might not end up putting that there at the minute, I think. Might end up putting it there and have something else to go in there. Right, so let's just get this all correct here. Right, so I'm going to just, signature's coming along nicely. And when we look at it opposite its page here, so we've got that one there, and then we've got this one over here, like that. Okay, so that's the project for today. How super quick was that? I hope you've enjoyed it. Go and have a look for your fabric scraps and what you have around the house. And go give this a go, because I know that you want to, and it's so easy to do. You can use any bits of scrap that you have. Don't be afraid to look at clothing that you no longer wear and other bits that you might have that you could use, because you know those are the great ways to find fabric and use other goodies that you have. I might make a little envelope and put that in there, but I'll come back to that. I'll have a little think. It's amazing how plans change, even when I've thought it through, and I now I've decided I want to change this and put something here. But I think a nice little one of my envelopes might fit in there perfectly. So I'll have to go and look for one of those. All right, guys, thank you so much for following along with me. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you have fun with this. Give it a go. It's going to look great in any theme in your journal. And until I see you on Sunday, stay well and goodbye.